Good day, Deep and Word family. Welcome to day 88 of our Bible study review. Today we're going through chapters 22 through 24 of 1 Samuel. Chapter 22 opens up with David fleeing the land of Gath, and now he's in a cave named Adullam. His parents come to see him, as well as his brothers. And it says that there's 400 others who are discontent. They're in debt. They're stressed out. Why? Israel is consistently at battle with the Philistines. They run out of food. They run out of provisions, right? The Philistines are coming in and they're ravishing the land. And now those who fear for their life, they hear that David's life is being sought after by King Saul. They're stressed out. And the people are on the side of David because David is the true hero. David then takes his parents to the king of Moab, and he asks the king of Moab to keep his parents there safely until he can figure out a safe place for him to stay. And so the king of Moab shows kindness to his parents. After this, the prophet Gad tells David to leave the stronghold where he currently resides. He told him to flee to Judah, to the forest of Hereth. King Saul hears about David's whereabouts, and he confronts all of his servants. He's livid with them, and he says, "Is no one here going to tell me that my son made a covenant with the son of Jesse?" And so his servant that was in the land of Nob at the same time as David told him. He says, "I saw David going to the priest in Nob." And so Saul made his way to Ahimelech, and he confronted Ahimelech, and he says, "Why have you been conspiring against me by giving provisions and weapons to David?" And Ahimelech is like, "This is not the first time that I have sought Yahuwah on behalf of David." He goes, "Is he not your son-in-law? Has he not been placed as captain over your army? Is he not your most trusted servant in your house? Why would I conspire against you, the king, when he's your servant and son-in-law?" And King Saul loses his mind, and he orders for not just that priest, but for all of the priests in Nob to be killed. Their wives, their sons, their oxen, their sheep. He orders his servants to do his dirty work for him, but none of them would lift their hand. Then he told Doeg to do his dirty work, the one who snitched and was in the land when David was in the land with the priest. He's the one who steps up and does the dirty work. He kills over 85 men of the priesthood, those who wore the linen ephod. Do you remember? There was a law for making cities for the Levitical priesthood within each tribe so that that priestly line could cover the sins of the people and have a safe place for one who accidentally spills blood. King Saul kills off the entire priesthood. One of Ahimelech's sons escapes, and he runs to David and tells him everything. David comforts Abiathar, the only surviving son of the priesthood, and he tells him, "You are safe with me." He says, "The one who seeks your life seeks my life as well." We open up chapter 23, and we see that David's servants, the ones who are with him, there's like 400 men who are with him right now. They report to him that the Philistines are attacking Keilah. And so David inquires of Yahuwah, "Shall I go up against the Philistines?" Do you see how exhausting this is for David? He's fleeing for his life against King Saul, and he's still fighting against the Philistines to be a salvation for Israel. This is exhausting. So David inquires of Yahuwah, and he tells him, "Go up." But the men who are with him, they tell David that they are utterly terrified. They said, "We're terrified here in Judah. Shall we go down and continue to fight with the Philistines?" So David inquires of Yahuwah again, and the Almighty assures David. He says, "I will give them into your hands." And that day Yahuwah kept his word. They went to battle against the Philistines in Keilah, and David left with a great plunder. So you see that with Israel, the strength, the confidence of the people lies in David. Now Saul is made aware that David is in Keilah. So he summons all his people to come against David to besiege him. In some way, somehow, King Saul thinks that Yahuwah is on his side. But David prays to Yahuwah, and he tells Abiathar, the only surviving priest of the land of Nob, he tells him, "Bring out the ephod," and he inquires of Yahuwah. He asks, "Is King Saul going to come here in Keilah?" And Yahuwah tells him, "Yes, he's coming." And then he asks, "Will these people be true to me, or will they deliver me up to the king?" And Yahuwah says, "Oh, they'll betray you in a heartbeat." So David flees from there, and then he finds some other remote place. But Jonathan finds his way to David, and he enters into covenant with him again. And he says he knows, "Soon you will be king, and I will be by your side." He goes, "My father knows this. He knows you're going to be king." David escapes to 2 other places in the wilderness. And to each place King Saul is running after him. But then it is told that the Philistines are coming to make war. So King Saul stops his search for David and he goes to battle against the Philistines. Now we open up chapter 24 and we see that after King Saul is done battling with the Philistines, then he hears that David is in En-gedi. So he goes and he takes all of his men and he goes into this cave. And David's men see King Saul coming into the cave, and his servants tell him, "Now is the time. Yahuwah has given your enemy into your hands." But David only cuts a piece of King Saul's robe off of him, and he gives the orders to his men. He says, "You shall not touch the Lord's anointed." After King Saul is done relieving himself in the cave, he walks out, and shortly after, David follows. David calls out to King Saul, and he says, "My king, my lord." Saul looks back, and he says, "David, my son?" And he pulls out the corner of the piece of robe. And he says, "See, if I wanted to destroy you, I could have." He goes, "I want you to know that there's no malice in my heart towards you. Although you've been seeking my life, I have shown you kindness this day." And David said, "Yahuwah be the judge between you and I. For you've been seeking my life, and all I've done is shown you kindness." King Saul replies to David, and he says, "You are more righteous than I." And so he confesses. He goes, "I know for sure you will be king over Israel." And he says to David, "Promise me that you will not cut off my bloodline, that you won't cut off my family and my sons." And David makes that promise to him. A major takeaway from today's reading chapters: it is exhausting to go against the word of Yahuwah. It is exhausting to fight the anointing. It is quite pointless when Yahuwah speaks something in the earth and he causes someone to be anointed for heavenly purposes. It truly is a waste of time and resources working against that. None of his words have ever fallen to the ground, and they never will. So it is a blessing that you are reading this Bible and you know his word, and that you are not working against his word, because you will find out that if you ever try to go against what is written, you will truly be wasting all of your time and resource. Deep in Word family, that is all that I have for you today. Until tomorrow, Yah bless.